felt it. Like, I didn't even know how to describe it. Like, it was almost like the Holy Spirit just dropped it into my awareness that, like, okay, it's happened.
Pregnant.
Yeah. Hey C fam, and welcome back to the channel.
Hey everyone.
So today we're going to take you along with us just a little bit. We need to go to home base to pick up some stuff for the house. I think we're basically going to give like Renos and that like a bit of a pause for a while, and just kind of enjoy our summer, and then probably pick it back up in September. So we'll take you guys along for that. But today is an exciting day because what's actually happening today in real time. You guys are going to see this later. Yeah. But tell them what's going on today.
Yes, this video is probably dropping a couple of weeks after this event.
Yeah, a little while after.
Yeah, that's happening today, which is when we're actually making the announcement that we're pregnant. And I think that's something that we've been really looking forward to sharing with you and everyone. And yeah, I mean, it was so crazy when we told the family and everyone else. And I think the next stage for us was to just get all of you guys who've been so supportive to us throughout our journey on YouTube. So yeah, today's the actual day that it's happening. But by now, you have probably seen the announcement.
So I think in this video, we're going to come back home and just do a bit of a sit down and tell you how the first trimester was. I'm in my second trimester now, thank God, because the first trimester was tough. And I don't think I had a single day where I looked this put together in my first trimester. So we'll come back and chat to you guys about that. But for now, let's hit the road. I also want something cold, like a slush, or like, not ice cream, like a slushy.
Let's see what we can do.
This is what I've been dealing with. It's hot today, so maybe that's what it is, but I always just want something ice cold in my mouth.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Okay. Hey Daddy.
Hey Mama Bear.
I haven't even shown you guys my bump. I'll have to get Winston to like hold the camera and show you. I feel like I don't have much of a bump yet, but yeah. I didn't realize home base had like so many bits. Oh, okay, I think I see curtain rails over there. Guys, can you see my bum? I feel like you can see it walking on the side.
A little bit.
I feel like I'm so used to like sucking in that now I'm just like let it all hang out. Do you like this colour or silver?
I like that.
Okay. Hey guys, so we got what we needed to. We've got a curtain rail and a mirror. We've got a handyman coming in tomorrow to put up the curtain rail. But I am absolutely boiling, like I'm so hot. So I think we're going to try and just go to Tesco and get some ice lollies.
Yes.
Do we need to pick up anything for dinner? I've got stir fry, so I'll make that.
See what else you find.
Yeah, see what else we get. But our video literally drops in like two and a half hours at this point, so it's just crazy that like you guys are gonna know what we've been up to for the last 3 months. You guys already know, but for us, you lot don't know yet. So we're like, how are you feeling? Are you excited? Are you apprehensive?
I feel good. I'm excited for them. Because when we found out, we were excited.
Like elated.
There's gonna be a lot of people feeling, even if it's just 1% of what we felt.
It's like reliving it. Like I feel like it's like finding out all over again. So yeah, this mama needs some ice lollies because I'm hot, very very hot. So let's go Tesco. Hey guys, so we're back. We got our ice lollies.
Hey.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy our ice lollies. I'm sat literally by the fan because it's boiling today, and then we're gonna film. We bumped into the neighbours as well, which is really nice, and they're expecting as well around the same time, so it's really cool to have another friend. But yeah, let me actually show you guys the mirror, and then yeah, we're gonna get to talking about the first trimester because it was an ordeal.
Lord have mercy.
So this is what the mirror looks like. It's a full length, so very cute. Yeah, I like how it looks in this bit of the room. I feel like maybe a plant with it could look nice, but we have Angela here already, so I don't want to overplant the place. But yeah, I think it's cute and it does the job. Okay guys, so we've enjoyed our ice lollies.
Delicious.
Absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to talk to you guys a bit about our first trimester, how we kind of found it, because you guys didn't see any of that obviously because we hadn't told the news yet. We hadn't told a lot of people the news, so yeah, I think it'd be quite good just to do like a bit of a recap. But first,
and I think because this is probably one of those topics that's going to create as many questions as it will create answers. And I think this is a really good opportunity to talk about a new partnership that we're working with, which is really exciting, and it's with a app called Throne. And I think, it took me a little bit of time to get my head around this, but the way to understand Throne is it's basically like a massive WhatsApp group chat, but with extra features. And so because there's been, throughout our time on YouTube, so many people reaching out to us with questions and just wanting to learn more about the behind the scenes of our journey. I think this is going to be such a cool way of us sharing that, and we're just going to drop the info in the description. But just to kind of give you a bit more of what you can expect from it is definitely like chat features, so you can ask us questions anytime, and also get access to like exclusive photos and videos of stuff that we do during the week that don't make it to social media and to YouTube.
In real time as well.
And then we're going to also be able to go live in there as well. So we can decide to go live maybe once a week would be really cool. And just have more opportunities to connect with you people, because you guys have been real.
Proper fam.
So check out the info somewhere in the description box, and can't wait to hang out with you all.
Yeah, because we love being accessible to you guys, but sometimes it's hard because we get questions like on Instagram and then on YouTube as well, and even sometimes by email. So this is going to be that one place where you can ask questions. If we have multiple people asking the same question, we can answer them together and really feel like you guys have the inside scoop on what's going on with us. So make sure you hit the link in the description and check that out. But yeah, so the first trimester, so I guess the first thing to talk about is the early symptoms. So we found out I was pregnant. I had only just missed my period basically when we found out I was pregnant.
And if you don't know,
it was really early, and if you don't know much about dating with pregnancy, by the time you've missed a period, you're already 4 weeks pregnant. So I think I was basically 4 weeks and a bit pregnant by the time that we found out. So in terms of early symptoms, like before we got the positive test, that's another question that I get as well, is how many tests did you take? I only took one test, which is surprising to a lot of people because I know a lot of people take multiple tests just to be sure, but I think I had researched it before and it's really hard to get a false positive. You can get a false negative, especially if you test too early, but it's hard to get a false positive, so I was like, I'm just going to go with it. And if my
you kind of felt it as well.
I think I kind of felt it, yeah. That's actually, so in terms of early symptoms, like physically, one of the things that I noticed was, well, two things that I noticed was, one, I was really, really tired. I don't know if you noticed that as well.
Yeah, you were taking daytime naps, which is very unusual for you.
I never really take naps, so at the time I was studying to finish my law degree, which is done now, thank God, and my exams were basically 24-hour exams, so you had 24 hours to basically get the paper and submit it. And I remember thinking, okay, like I'm just going to get it done in a day rather than having to do it later. But I remember being so exhausted that I had to sleep like during the day and then just wake up and do it again, which was very unusual. But I just thought, maybe my period's coming up, I sometimes get a bit more tired. So that was one of the first things that I noticed. And then throwing up as well. I can't even remember what it was that made me throw up. I think it was, I used to take this, like an apple cider vinegar shot, which is vile anyway, but it just completely made me throw up. And then something else, which I don't remember that I ate. And usually, I'll have moments where I feel nauseous, but in terms of actually throwing up, that rarely happens unless I eat something that doesn't really agree with me. So I'd say those are the main two things. Was there anything else that you noticed except me being more tired?
I think, definitely tiredness, definitely throwing up. I can't remember if you had headaches at that stage.
Yeah, headaches was something I had throughout, but I don't know if they started that early on.
Yeah. So I'd say those are the key ones in the beginning.
And then also another thing was I felt it, I didn't even know how to describe it, it was almost like the Holy Spirit just dropped it into my awareness. that like, okay, it's
you're
happened.
Pregnant.
Yeah, because I actually, I'd been reading this book called In the Flow, a book that I recommend to all women. But it basically talks about your cycle, the importance of your menstrual cycle and how you can kind of work with it. And I loved kind of the concept that it taught me to kind of like be in the flow, and it explained like, sorry if this is TMI, if you're not into this, I'll probably talk about this more on my channel. But it basically talks about how like each month you have a new opportunity to create life, and that's what a period basically is. Like your body every single month, it gives you a new opportunity, and how that kind of likens to life and business, all of that. But anyway, I just felt it that like this month, like the opportunity had been taken, and like there was life in me. I don't know how to describe it, but I kind of just knew. And then kind of after we tested positive, the symptoms. How did you find the first trimester first? Because I'll talk about how I found it and the symptoms, but how was the
It was really hard for me.
3 months?
It was really hard, magic.
We're pregnant. That's what I've been being reminded of by him every time. I'm like, babe, can you get me this? And it's like, babe, we're pregnant.
We're both going through it. No. I think I found the first trimester, I think it was different feelings. So I would say one, obviously, because I'm not like going through the thing, and I think probably many husbands or dads who've been through this journey can relate to this.
Yeah.
You almost feel a little bit helpless, because kind of like, you know, there's only so much I can do around the house. But you know, if you're having one of those days when, you know, you're feeling sick, or you're feeling tired, or you've got headaches, then I kind of feel a little bit helpless. You know, I can make you 10 cups of tea, but you still feel rubbish.
Yeah.
So I think there was that as well. And then I also think for me, the other thing that came up was just, I guess just thinking about, you know, almost wanting to get to that stage where we get through that first trimester.
Yeah,
so maybe there's like a little bit of anxiety there, because that is such an uncertain time.
Yeah, definitely.
And just kind of wishing, obviously you want to be present and enjoy the whole journey, but there's a part of you that kind of thinks, you know, if we get past this stage, then things will be a lot more stable. So I think I was a little bit anxious with you there as well.
Yeah, definitely. And just speaking on that, like, I think that's something that I was very aware of, because unfortunately miscarriages can be very common, and sometimes it's nothing that the woman does, so it kind of makes you feel very scared, because obviously you try and follow all the recommendations, like, you know, don't eat cheese, like different things, like we really try to do them, like taking my prenatal vitamins. But then, you know, there's still a possibility that it just wasn't the right time for this life to come into the world. Yeah. So that's always kind of in the back of your head. And we were really just excited and prayerful about that first 12 weeks, because I think the risk of miscarriage minimizes to like 1% after the first 12 weeks. So yeah, that was definitely something that went on. In terms of other symptoms that I had, just constant nausea. I did vomit like a few times, not constantly, but I did have times where I vomited, which again for me was just horrible, because when I did throw up, it was like projectile vomiting, like I'm not gonna let you rest until everything is out of your stomach, and it just makes you feel horrible afterwards, like you don't want to do anything. But even on the days where I didn't vomit, like I just feel sick, or like seasick, like I just need to sit down. Constant nausea, like I just did not feel like myself physically. And then also the headaches, I'd get really, really bad headaches. I anyway try not to take kind of painkillers or drugs like for anything, but especially during pregnancy, I just wanted to be careful about that, so I didn't want to take any paracetamol or anything like that. So it was a bit hard, because all I could do was kind of stay hydrated and rest, but the headaches were hard. Tiredness, like just that was
general fatigue.
General fatigue. Honestly, I have to give a shout out to our video editor Jamal, because if it wasn't for him, it would have been so hard for us to stay on top of filming and posting every week, because before we got a video editor, I was the one who was editing our videos, and that takes quite a long time. But yeah, we managed to get through it. But yeah, honestly, I was so knackered. I'd do one thing, like something that usually like I could do and be fine, and that was it. Like I could get out one task for a day, and that was basically my energy spent. Emotional, like there were just points where I felt overwhelmed, like I just burst into tears, which was like not me, because I am emotional anyway. Like I like to be in tune with my emotions and writing about them, but it felt uncontrollable at some points where it's like I'm about to cry in public, or I'm about to cry in the nail shop. Yeah, like overwhelming like weepiness, which I think like the emotions, we'll do like a second trimester recap as well, but that kind of continues. I think the hormones, I feel a lot more balanced now and just more like myself physically. As soon as I hit the 13th week, it's like night and day. Like I pretty much feel really good energy wise. Those are the main symptoms that I experienced. On my main channel as well, I'm going to be posting a more detailed TMI video for my ladies who want all the tea.
I think a lot of people tend to ask about cravings.
Oh yeah, that's a question that I get all the time.
Yeah.
I think in the beginning, mangoes. I really wanted mangoes, and churros, which you guys will remember in one of the videos I kept saying I was craving churros, which I think I was very early on in my pregnancy, then I didn't even recognize it as a crave, which is so weird. I think maybe because people ask me and I maybe don't recognize it as a craving, because it doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, I have to eat this now, or there's nothing that I constantly want to eat. But there are things where it's like, I don't know why, but I just need that taste or that texture in my mouth, like now. And that's what it was like with the churros. So I guess that was a craving. Mango, cheeseburgers, McDonald's cheeseburgers. It had to be McDonald's cheeseburgers as well.
The sweet and savory thing as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, I had this thing as well where like if I had something savory, I'd crave something sweet as well, which I think I still have that, which is kind of weird because like they have like old wives' tales, like if you're craving sweet, you're having a girl, if you're craving sour, you're having a boy, but I crave both. Like right now I just had an iced one and it was quite sour, and now I'm like, oh, it'd be really nice to have something sweet in my mouth. So yeah, but that's it really, like in terms of cravings. I didn't have anything like crazy. Cold as well, anything just ice cold.
Ice cubes even.
Ice cubes, slushies, like the ones that you get at the cinemas. The ice blast especially was all over that.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything specifically weird, because I think when I used to think about cravings, I used to think it's going to be something like really random, like pickles or like Krispy Kreme donuts or something. But I think yours are pretty mild.
Yeah, I think they were pretty mild, to be fair.
Yeah.
Aversions was one thing that I had. Before I even found out I was pregnant, actually, yeah, that's one thing. It's weird, it's almost, I don't know if it's like your body protecting from certain things, but before I even found out I was pregnant, alcohol, could not stand the taste of it. Coffee, and you guys know I love my morning coffees.
Coffee lover.
I couldn't take 2 sips of my coffee without being like, ew, this is nasty. Even tea, anything that just smelled really strong could pretty much literally make me gag. Yeah, that's it really in terms of symptoms. Overall experience the first trimester, glad it's done. To be honest.
Is there anything that took you by surprise?
Just how tough it was physically, because I didn't know much about pregnancy before getting pregnant. But I kind of thought your body eased you into it and it progressively got harder. But the first trimester is just hard, and then second trimester, they call it the honeymoon period, everything starts to stabilize. And I think because it's so hard physically and there's new changes like every single day, it's hard to think about anything else. Like I really thought I would be that girl, like who'd be drinking green smoothies in the morning, going to the gym, all of this, because even before I found out I was pregnant, I was trying to take care of my body because I knew I wanted my child to be as healthy as possible. But it's really hard to do any of that because you're just basically sick. So how hard it was took me by surprise. And then because of how hard it is physically, you can't think about any of the other stuff, like how do we actually want to raise this child? How are we going to enjoy this 9 months and make sure we're ready as parents? You literally think about physical
day by day mode.
Yeah, so I'd literally be, I have books, but I'd literally be searching every day, like, you know, week 6 symptoms, week 7 symptoms, like, is this, you know, part of pregnancy? Whereas now I still like looking at the books that tell you week by week the size of the baby and stuff, but I think about it less now, and I more think about other, like, thinking ahead. So yeah, mainly that took me by surprise, how tough it was physically.
No, definitely. And I think we're blessed as well, like in terms of, because I was even thinking about your mom and even that conversation that we had, and we discovered that she actually trained as a midwife, and so like it's just so good to be able to have someone like that close to us and
definitely
talk us through some of these things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
there anything that
took me by surprise?
Burping as well. I had that really bad in
Gonna
my
be
first
birthing the baby
trimester.
soon, but for now.
You can practice on me. But yeah, it's coming down. But yeah, was there anything that took you by surprise? Or yeah, how did you find the first trimester?
Yeah, anything took me by surprise. I would say, and I was having this conversation with my cousin the other day, the hospital appointments.
Okay.
I mean, I had in my mind that there was going to be obviously some hospital appointments, and you know, we were actually invited to have an early scan as well.
Yeah,
which
like
was
8 weeks.
Yeah, which actually for us that turned out to be really reassuring for us because we got to see that everything was okay.
Yeah.
But I think just kind of like getting into the structure and knowing there's going to be this many set appointments was a bit of a surprise for me, because I think the way I saw pregnancy before was kind of like, okay, you get connected to like a midwife, and you know, you've got someone there in case you need anything.
Yeah.
But it's more of a as needed basis, unless
something,
you know, unless something, some kind of intervention is required. So yeah, I think for me, just the amount of hospital visits, but you know, it's making a lot of sense now, and I think with each one you can clearly see the purpose.
Yeah, of them.
Of why they do it, and the reassurance that you get just from, because it's the only way we can really connect with the baby physically now.
Yeah.
Is by going and having those ultrasounds and those checks.
Especially before the baby is like kicking, or like the movements are hard enough for us to like feel. Yeah. Or even before you have like a proper bump, like it feels very surreal.
Yeah. So
yeah, guys. So that was our first trimester. Wish we could have been with you guys in it, but we just had to ride this wave.
I think we had to ride this wave for sure.
Yeah.
And figure out a few things, but you know, remember there'll probably be lots more questions that have come up for guys watching this, so don't forget to check out Throne, and we shall see you all in the next video.
Bye, Stefan.